Hello. Today we're going to look at how to log into and look around the back end of WordPress and do some basic functions inside of WordPress. We're going to start by moving to the login screen, which is the same for all WordPress applications, and you type in the URL of your website and you put a /wp-admin after the URL, and then you'll come to a screen. It's going to look like this or similar to this. It may, instead of having the logo that is there, have a WordPress logo. You want to put in your username and password. And then you want to press enter. Upon entering into the admin panel of WordPress, you're going to see this interface here. It has some basic tabs here. If you click on them, depending on what you have installed, this one has a shopping cart installed, so depending on what you have installed, you'll see a few different things here. And you can customize this. Recent comments, if you have a blog on your site, it's good to see the recent comments on the dashboard, or links where people are linking into your blog. Gives you suggestions on plugins. You can quickly post from right here. Some WordPress information, recent drafts, just basic information, really. If you look over to the left hand side, there's navigation along the left side of the dashboard. We'll look at each of these different items. There is a few of them, and some of them have sub navigation that flies out whenever you hover over them. So we'll look at what they are and what it means to use this. First things, let's look at these settings. So here's the settings panel. You just click on settings. It brings you to the first item in the sub navigation, and it's just going to give you some general information. Site title. This is the title that appears in the head tag of the HTML code. The tagline is your meta description, which appears in the head tag of your HTML. The URL, the WordPress URL, and the site URL are what WordPress uses to identify the site. In any kind of generated or dynamic link, it's using this site address URL. WordPress automatically adds that in front of dynamically generated links. Email address for the administrator. You can create roles here, change roles. There's other settings, writing, and deals with writing posts, reading posts, discussions, how you want those to be handled, default sizes for media when it's imported, privacy, dealing with whether you want search engines to be able to index the site or not. And just keep in mind, it says, there's a note right here, even though you tell it not to index the site, it's still possible that they may. So it's possible that if you're under development, that your site will appear in a Google search while it's under development, which is not necessarily a good thing. I've never had it happen though. Permalinks deals with link structure. We'll take a look at this. By default, WordPress gives you this, your URL / $P equals some random number, 1, 2, 3 in this case. That's not good for search engine optimization, for people trying to search for items that may be on your site, or posts that may be on your site, or even pages. So generally the best thing to do is to assign it by post name, which would be your URL and then the name of the post or the name of the page. And post name will cover both of those. It appends either the post name or the page if it's a page. So that's a good way to set it right here. And if your site is already set that way, I would just leave it alone. When changing your menus, you want to come in here after you make menu changes and come into the permalinks and click Save Changes. Don't mess with anything. You don't have to change anything, just click Save Changes. If you notice up here, it says Permalink Structure Updated. So what this does is it renews any menus, any links. It renews everything in the database so that WordPress now uses the most current menu structure. So that this will help you if you change a menu item or add something and you don't see it showing up or something. Just come in here and click on Save Changes and it'll update that structure. Breadcrumbs this is a plugin that displays breadcrumbs that happens to be on this site. Google Analytics, of course, you can track users and all kinds of data that Google will track for you. Search everything. This is a search plugin, a store plugin. Custom fields. Custom fields are areas that can be assigned into pages where you can put special content. There's a number of custom fields used on this site, and generally they have instructions related to them. If you have to read underneath the title of the custom field for the instructions regarding that custom field. And we'll look at pages here in a second, and you'll see the custom fields and what I'm talking about. But this is where they are created and where they are assigned to pages. This does take a hook in the template itself, so you can't just create a custom field and expect it to work. It has to be hooked inside of the PHP document in order for it to work. So if you're not a developer, you should leave this area alone. Pages. So for most general use, this is where you're going to do most of your work, and it's just the Pages tab, and it shows a listing of all of your pages, and one dash in front of a page name indicates that it's a second level item, meaning it has one parent, and two dashes under a page in front of a page name means that it's a third level item or page, meaning that it has a parent and its parent has a parent, so it's a third level item. So we'll take a look at this page. So this is your basic WordPress interface for pages. You have a Wysiwyg Editor here with bold and italic and strike through and kind of the same things you would see in Microsoft Word. These items can be hidden. Part of these items can be hidden by clicking this icon here. If you think it's just too much up there, you can click this and it'll hide part of that. I always leave it open because this stuff down here is very useful. You change font color. Now keep in mind that if you change font color here, it will override whatever your developer has or designer has put into the template, coded into the template. So if you change color here, it's and there's a specific color styled onto in your website, then it's going to override it. So generally you want to leave this alone and just allow the CSS to do the styling. So you just place content here. If you have something like here's a video that has been placed in a page, this item here. If you have something like that, you can click on this HTML tag at the top over here, this tab, and of course you can paste in your code that you get from YouTube or Vimeo or Social Cam or wherever you're copying your code from. And you can paste that right in, and you click back on the visual, and it'll show this box here, and that means that it's placed a placeholder in there for your video, just so that you know it's there. This page has a custom field group called static banner image. It has one item in that group called banner image, and then it has instructions here. Place an image that you want to display for the banner image on this page, image must be 1024 by 400. This is very common with custom fields. If you notice, this is a default WordPress Wysiwyg Editor, and this is a custom field here. And so custom fields will almost always have some small instruction associated with them. If you see this kind of custom field or something, always take note of what it says right here for a description or for instruction, because this is very important, especially on this one in particular. It gives an image size, so you want to adhere to the image size, because if you don't, it'll break the design layout of your website, and that's not a good thing. So let's look at another page. You can click on pages and it takes you back to the main section. Let's take a look at our home page. So if on this home page, and this is the way that a lot of sites are, so there's no content in this default Wysiwyg Editor. So you might be wondering, well, how's there stuff on the home page? Well, this particular design, being a custom design, has a lot of custom fields that displays the content for the home page. And there's a good reason for that, because these are very stylized items. These are when they were created, they were very specific in how they needed to lay out. And you can see here the navigation, and there's some text here. This is live text, this is editable text, there's images back here, there's some hovers that happen. So in this site and in a lot of sites, there's a lot of custom items on the home page that are very important to the design layout and the appearance of the site. So you'll see this. You'll see the first default content area blank, and then you'll see a bunch of custom fields down here. Like I said before, when dealing with the custom fields, here we have a homepage slider group, and then it has slider image 01, slider caption 01, slider image 02, slider caption 02. So it has all of these custom fields inside of this one group. If you scroll on down, you'll notice we have another one called homepage modules, and it has a services module and a training module and a testimonials module. So you can have a custom fields group with multiple custom fields in it, and you'll notice they all have a description and some information about what goes in that particular custom field. So that is a look at just basically what a typical WordPress site looks like. There's a media uploader that allows you to upload images and such. You can add new images. You can drag and drop from your computer, or you can select them through the file browser. You can add posts, which I don't use a whole lot of, because most of the time I use pages. Posts would be more useful in a blog type situation where you would have multiple items appearing on one page. It just depends on how your website's set up, but posts operate the same way as pages. They just display differently. So on the back end, you're going to enter the information in a post the same way you would a page, but it's just going to display differently on the front end, and it also has some added functionality for blogging and stuff. Links, I never use links. Pages, comments, this allows you to look at comments that have been made and approve them, or trash them, or spam them, or whatever you would like to do. Appearance, if you're just an editor on a website, you won't see this stuff. This is for administrators only. This is the file editor that lists all the files that are in your project that can be seen by WordPress. So anything that has a template heading at the beginning of the file. See this? If you look at the top of this file, it says template name about us page. So this heading has to be in here for WordPress to display the file here. So you can do that even in style sheets, but style sheets in the root of your project or your theme will be displayed here. So this is just where you would edit all of your files if you were a developer or designer working in a WordPress project. The themes, you can edit, change your themes. Widgets, if your theme supports widgets, you can add, subtract, move around the widgets that you have appearing in your sidebar or whatever. Menus, you can have multiple menus if your theme supports it, and that's a whole different tutorial, but you can create as many menus as you would like as long as you call them properly into the WordPress framework. And you can have all kinds of stuff. But so this is all your menus, and then you can add pages very easily. You can drag and drop menu items, and you can really customize your menu structure. So it's great in that sense. Plugins, this is where all your plugins are. You can add new plugins. It tells you how many are active, how many are inactive. You can search. You can click Add New. Search for plugins from this area. So there's just a whole lot you can do, and this is just a brief overview of the admin side of WordPress. But I think with a little bit of just self-exploration and this tutorial, that you'll be just fine in navigating your WordPress site. Thank you.